Welcome to the Ready State. Today we're going to talk about one of the key aspects of our concept, which is called the tunnel, which means shorthand is how I start is going to dictate how I finish. Now, that sounds like old weightlifting knowledge. It's because it is, because our master coaches could quickly see someone pull off the ground and be like, oh, they're going to make that clean or not, or how they dipped, that would dictate, are they going to make the jerk? And if you've been around those master coaches, they can tell a lot about what's going to happen by what happens before the thing. And that should make sense to us all. But when we get a little bit more granular on that, and we know, for example, in our Ready State concept, we're always looking at start position and finish position. Can I improve your start position to improve your finish position? And a lot of times, this becomes self-evident. Let me give you an example. We were working with a high-level Olympic lifter who just snatched the American record, but couldn't lock out the snatch. And turns out, he was freaking out. Nationals were in about 10 days. And when we took a look at his internal rotation on his arm in this hang shape, and this hang movement vital sign, turns out he was missing a ton of internal rotation. And so as he pulled, he had to compensate, and it wasn't allowing him to then finish in a good position. So his start position wasn't complete. And all we did was give him a little internal rotation, boom, locks out, snatches the American record. Now, what I'm saying is, one of the things that we can do to simplify what looks like really complex movement systems, especially in the gym, where we can really control the variability, loading, all of those things, is try to improve start position. Because oftentimes when people have through range pain, for example, hey, it doesn't hurt till I get to here, when we look at their start position, we see a less effective position than what is complete or normal physiologic range of motion, which is defined as having very specific range variables. So the tunnel then means that when I start moving, I want to make sure that I have a good start position or the best start position that's available to me so that I can arrive in a more effective finish position. And so what we say is if you're trying to get to the bottom of a complex movement problem, well, let's check start position, finish position, because most of the movements we have in the gym actually have a start position and have a finish position, right? It ends up being able to say, hey, am I creating rotation off the bar before I bench? Do I have full shoulder extension in this press movement vital sign when I finish position? And what's nice then is that gives us a moment to try to simplify the system, right? Start with start position, start with finish position. But oftentimes the finish position dictates the next start position. And the tunnel, often we know we can have start and finish here. But in many of our movements, the finish position actually dictates the quality of the start position. So if I'm doing more than one rep, how I finish overhead is definitely going to dictate how I reload into my next position. So sometimes when we're doing a single, it makes a lot of sense. Hey, my finish position can be less complete. I can be in a more compensated position. But the second when I need to come back down into a reloaded shape, it's going to cost me a lot in technique and awareness, especially as I fatigue, especially as I breathe. So imagine if we're doing a pull-up, for example, I cast away from the bar, I'm struggling for position, my elbows flare, certainly fine, but then I suddenly arrive at the bottom position in a less effective shape to generate force, return force, be springy. And so what ends up happening is that my bottom position of that swing, which is really the normal start position of the pull-up, suddenly was a little bit compromised. Why? Because at the top, I had to do something or wasn't coached to be able to arrive through that tunnel and end up in a better position. So once again, finish position often dictates start position. In weightlifting or in gymnastics or in the room makes more sense. But suddenly we can apply this same concept to sports like running, which are cyclical, which are repetitive. Swimming comes to mind, right? And what is happening then is I really, in these sports, have to take a position of looking at start position, finish position. Because as I finish, oftentimes, if I have an athlete with incomplete capacity, no internal rotation, lack of extension, as I finish that swim stroke, this shoulder is going to be less effective as I get up my catch. And so what we're asking for is a lot of times our coaches are really good at programming drills, catch drills, pull drills, et cetera, but we often miss the back end. So look at the start position and finish position. And this will set you up for being able to spot movement compensation a little bit more effectively, especially in some of these rotational movements. Swimming is a good example, more than one rep is a good example, running certainly an example, which means by the time I finish, that may dictate and implicate what happens on the front end. This is the tunnel. So as you're working, start position, finish position. Why? Because when I'm snatching the American record, it's really hard to get my shoulder into a better position because it's so fast. This is our idea. See if you can apply that to your own programming, your own thinking.